Right, so then, Dave, that has been the NXT card for Brooklyn the 3rd. Now, I'm going to a scale. 1's bad, 10's good. How hyped, well, it's a 2-part question. First part, how hyped are you from 1 to 10 for Brooklyn the 3rd? And how disappointed or / happy with the result do you feel you're going to be come the end of Brooklyn the 3rd?
I'm not really hyped for it, to be honest here, because there's to me it's a 5-match card.
Yeah.
And from a fan's point, there's possibly only 3, maybe 2 matches really which excite me based on build. You could argue that Sanity and the Authors of Pain have had a build, so I'm excited for it. Yeah. Asuka Ember Moon has been had a build over 4 or 5 months. You know, Ember Moon got injured, so I'm excited for it. You know, Bobby Roode McIntyre, I can take it or leave it. Hideo Black could be the show stealer.
Yeah, that could be the match. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, though. I think you've hit the nail on the head that there's no build on any of these matches.
Nah,
you need to.
It could just be an NXT freaking taping for me.
Yeah, you need to be invested in a show. I firmly believe.
Yeah, especially at that level.
Yeah.
When you think the matches that previous Brooklyns have had.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, you had Nakamura against Sami Zayn,
which was probably one of the greatest NXT matches I've ever seen.
I would say one of the best matches I've seen in the last 10 years.
Definitely.
Personally.
But final question then, before we close out. Are you going to be watching it live?
No.
That makes 2 of us.
No. I don't watch any WWE live anymore. I'm not that stupid to give WWE my deserved sleep.
SummerSlam I'll probably watch live. I usually do watch, generally, most pay-per-views, unless it's like, what was the last one? See, this is how bad it is that I can't even think of the last pay-per-view.
Money in the Bank. I think the last pay-per-view I watched live was, I would say WrestleMania. Honestly, WrestleMania. Because you get the thing now with WWE, man. It's just become a productive product to a certain extent. A predictive product, where
it's turned into
you walk away, right? Well, you don't. The thing is, dude. The thing is, they're not 3-hour pay-per-views no more. They're 4 and 5.
Yeah. Well, 6 hours.
Because
if 2 hour
if you watch,
who needs a 2 hour
if you watch the crappy pre-shows, right? Now, I don't want to sit there and watch an empty arena fill up behind the back of someone. You know. Exactly. But if you are going to watch it, that's 6 hours. And then, right, when you finish the final match, you've got an ending that you didn't want in your own mind. And then you're trying to get to sleep and you've pissed yourself off for the sake of 6 hours of pointless watching.
Oh, yeah, so, you don't get to sleep until 7 o'clock.
If I can make a 6-hour freaking pay-per-view or a 3-hour pay-per-view, whichever way you want to look at it, if I can make any pay-per-view of any time limit short, I'm going to fast forward the shit out of it.
Yeah. Well, I think that is probably the advantage with NXT's takeovers, that they are only 2 hours. But
I would probably say, though, I'm safe watching NXT. I'm safe watching NXT because at least I know with NXT I'm going to get wrestling.
Oh, definitely. That is right. Yeah, that is a definite. That's 100% guarantee. You're going to see.
That's what wrestling. I'm getting.
Yeah, you are going to see wrestling.
You know, I'm not going to be watching, pointless SummerSlam matches and things like that. That, quite honestly, I don't agree. There isn't a lot of SummerSlam I don't agree with, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of like the way it looks to a certain extent.
I do to an extent, but there's 11 matches, and
yeah,
maybe half of them, if not more than half, have had a week's worth of build.
I think I would take at least 3 of them off and give so I can guarantee more time to ones that need it.
Well, I certainly don't believe that the pre-show needs to be A, 2 hours, and B, have 3 matches. There's going to be 3 matches on the pre-show.
To me, right, if you need to have pre-show matches, you need to cut you need really to cut your roster down.
No, of course.
You don't need
that is the
pre-show
thing.
matches, man.
There is...
It's like having dark matches back in the day.
To
No
be
one
fair,
cared.
look at WrestleMania. WrestleMania had, 13 main show matches and 2 dark matches? Well, pre-show matches. But you could have easily put all them on the main card. But it's not. It's all about Vince McMahon. And I swear to God, that guy has got the worst case of fucking amnesia in the world. Because he firmly believes...
thing that makes me laugh?
He firmly believes he has to do 2 hours of pre-show because you don't remember from Monday and Tuesday that you need to buy the network. And that's all the pre-show is there. The pre-show is there. It's free to air. It's available on Facebook, YouTube. I mean, if you've got access to the internet, you can watch the pre-show. Right? I get that.
I get sick of the pushing.
That's it. It's the pushing. It's the pushing. It's like, seriously, do you not think that we know? Do you know what I mean? The network's been going, what now? Well,
3 years.
Legally in the UK, 2 years. I think I've had it 4.
Yeah. No,
enough of that said.
Or turn it into a podcast in itself.
Yeah.
Let's discuss the build of this match here and the guys around it. You know what I mean?
Well,
let's hear it from a.
They have Sam Roberts. They have Sam Roberts on the pre-show, and Sam Roberts is WWE's go-to guy for podcasts.
Yeah, right. I would like, from a fan's perspective, right? These pre-shows be turned into. They go on about how the universe matters and how they want us to give their insight. Make some WWE fans very, very happy WWE fans and give them a seat in a chair at the start of that pre-show where they can discuss the card with, I don't know, Booker T, Jerry Lawler. Do you know what I mean? Wow, I would like that because then what you'll get is some honesty.
But the thing is they
wouldn't allow that, though.
You've said the wrong words, though, there, Dave. You've said massively the wrong words. I would like that. It's very rarely that us as wrestling fans get what we fucking like.
No, yeah. But for me, that would be amazing.
Oh, no, I totally agree.
It wouldn't be a wasted 2 hours from my point of view.
No, but you've got to find ways of, especially with 2-hour pre-show, you've got to find ways of hyping the pay-per-view. And for me saying, remember, you can fucking buy it on the network now every 30 seconds is not for me hyping the pay-per-view. There is not one pre-show that I've ever watched that I thought, fuck, I'm glad I'm fucking watching this pay-per-view.
You've got somebody in Renee Young that is so valuable.
And you're just not using her for it as well.
You ain't using her because she's a woman.
She had a good platform with the Talking Smack, but because Vince didn't like the
he didn't like the idea that SmackDown was making freaking Raw look shit.
Well, it was not just that. It was the fact that you've got some like The Miz is one of the best talkers in the WWE. Give him a live mic. Don't give him a script. Give him a live mic and let him go, and he can go.
Oh, they ruined it. Look at
the argument look at a little back and forth him and Daniel Bryan. Do you know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Basically, that made Talking Smack his own entity. People used to.
Look at Baron Corbin's work on it.
Well, yeah, Baron Corbin's work. Well, look at the Usos.
Dolph Ziggler.
The Usos' work on it was brilliant. Rapping with Daniel Bryan and that.
You know.
But they made it an entity. But you can kind of understand Vince to an extent because of how much of a control freak he is. That he likes to make sure that everything goes under his fucking nose. And this whole non-scripted, fully off-the-cuff Talking Smack program, for Vince, no, that's too real. I've got too many sponsors, I can't, it's too real. If Talking Smack were 20 years ago, then it would have been fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
I just think in order for you now to maintain decent ratings, which are clearly they are affecting freaking WWE, aren't they? You know, and it's real fans. I love that term, real fans, because I don't class myself as a real fan anymore. I class myself as a person that wants to be a real fan, but I'm not pissed off with the product.
Yeah, I'd say
and
I'm more,
everything
I'd
it's
say
become.
More I'm a WWE historian. That's how I class myself.
Yeah, you know,
I like
we can't come out anymore.
Yeah, no,
you know, we can't come out anymore and sing praises and say how much we love the product and how much we love the show. But we can say that about wrestling in general now.
No, definitely. I think that
wrestling
that
in
is
general.
One one of the advantages from a wrestling fan standpoint, like I said, I've always gone on record. I am more of a WWE guy than a wrestling guy, but I can appreciate and can enjoy wrestling matches that I don't know of. Like I subscribe to the Wrestle Crate boxes, and every month I get a Preston City Wrestling, various other DVDs, and I'll always stick it on and watch it because there's A, guys that I'm familiar with, and B, it's wrestling, and I enjoy a wrestling. I'm a purist. I enjoy a wrestling match, but I also enjoy everything else that made WWE what WWE was. The characters, the storylines. Like, obviously, doing what I do with the Ruthless Aggression, we've kind of got some of the worst storylines already out of the way. We've had Katie Vick, we've had the Al Wilson fucking shagging to death angle. We've had look at me, Booker T, I'm Triple H, and you're my slave. You know what I mean? We've had some pretty hard, but for me, that's what made everyone fall in love with wrestling.
Do you think the problem is we're getting old, right? We're getting old.
Oh, yeah,
and we are old. We are old in terms of wrestling now. You know, you've seen it evolve and go through two evolutions.
Yeah,
you're coming into its third evolution of wrestling. You know what I mean? We've seen the Attitude Era. We've seen the Ruthless Aggression era. God knows what that era was at the end of freaking 2010. I don't know what it was.
I think it's called the PG era.
Exactly. I don't want to talk about it. It hurts. But they're slowly teasing this. I don't know if they're trying to come out of it or what they're trying to do. But you see, they've lost me. They lost me years ago. Yeah, do you know what I mean with this PG?
I said about a year ago that I can start to see that WWE, that I don't believe we're ever going to go into the Attitude Era because we live in a different era now. WWE is A public traded company. B, social media is social media. So you couldn't have a Val Venus choppy or PP angle. So it just wouldn't be taken serious. Like, do you know the Jason Jordan Kurt Angle My Black Son? If that would have happened in 1999, 2000, 2001, it would have been over like nobody's business. People didn't. It was your so-called smarks of the world didn't exist because people only knew what they watched on TV, or if they subscribed to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. That's
I think that's a good argument. What you got there, is what you just said straight away. Social media is basically ruined.
Yeah. Well, not just social media. I firmly believe the evolution of your dirt sheets. I remember 10 years ago, your dirt sheets, you were limited to like your Lords of Pain, your SE scoops, and that was about it.
Wrestling news, WrestleZone.
Yeah, but you go on Google now and you just type in wrestling space news, enter. There'll be fucking hundreds, and every single one of them report from the same font of knowledge.
Same thing. It's all third-party crap.
Is Dave Meltzer on his either Wrestling Observer Live or on the newsletter? That's where they all get their information from. And it's just about which journalist for which company or which news site puts their own spin on it. They're all spin doctors for Meltzer. But everyone takes Meltzer's words as gospel. And Meltzer, for me,
the guy's a tit.
I know. I enjoy this.
I believe he's one of the most uncredible journalists going because I don't believe a word.
I do subscribe, and I've been a subscriber to their newsletter for a long period of time because I enjoy listening to him and Brian Alvarez because you've got two very knowledgeable guys, and they are as much as they are about as credible as fucking my underpants, but they have got two. They are knowledgeable. They have got insight to an extent, but I enjoy listening to them too because of how much they bicker. Because Dave Meltzer believes that if Dave Meltzer says that green is black, and if you say no, Dave, green's green, oh, you fucking pull you up on it. But what I enjoy is Brian Alvarez pulls up Meltzer all the time. But going back to what we were saying, I firmly believe that it's not just the dirt sheets. I think it's the internet as a whole, and fans have got smarter as a whole. And why do you think kayfabe died? Wrestling died when kayfabe died.
Yeah.
Simple as. When things were becoming in the public too much. So I posted this in, I believe, in one of the Facebook groups that we're part of the other day. Baron Corbin. So if you believe Meltzer, and for some reason, it doesn't seem to be that it's just Meltzer. It seems to be that other people that have got a little bit of fucking clout about him are saying the same thing. That Baron Corbin, he cashed in the Money in the Bank last Tuesday on SmackDown. He failed to get the victory and failed to walk away with a belt. purely because he's being a bit of a knobhead on Twitter. That's what it seems to be. Now, for me, right, if you're a heel, cast your mind back. I believe, I want to say 76, but I don't think it was. Jim Duggan and the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, Iron Sheik. What the stuff Iron Sheik said.
Yeah, so they were both, at the time, one was a face, one was a heel. And this was where wrestling was still real.
Wasn't this the basically one when Iron Sheik said he was going to break his back and make him humble?
Yeah, when they got pulled over. They got pulled over by the cops because they were both smoking weed. And then it came out it made national news. It was like, hang on a minute, you've got a face and a heel driving together? What the fuck's going on here? But that is how wrestling, why people fell in love with it. Because you fell in love with your good guys and your bad guys. You never fought. I remember getting into a massive argument with my old man years ago when he told me wrestling my bollocks. I went, no, he fucking is not.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my old man.
So passionate that is it fuck.
Bunch of bloody men wearing tights.
Yeah,
bloody hell. What are you, big bloody pansy?
Yeah. But my old man, I think we've had this conversation. My old man was a fan of wrestling, but he was a fan of your big daddies, your Nagasakis, your stacks, your back of your world of sport. Your WWE was fancy pantsy play acting. If I'm a 12-year-old, 13-year-old now, I wouldn't be able to fall in love with wrestling as much as I did.
Grasp it, yeah. No, I think I'd have a problem.
I'd have a massive.
I think I'd have a problem.
I think because
I think sometimes it's a case of. I think it's just sometimes a case of I can't let it go.
Yeah.
I can't let it go, but in my own mind, I know that I'm not enjoying something that I grew up on, adoring, loving, some way down the line, it lost me, but I haven't lost it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Do people still watch though? Like, I know I still watch. For I want to say the nostalgia runs, but the comebacks and stuff like that. Like I love
shit like that, dude. I'll go on YouTube and I'll just type in greatest returns ever or greatest debuts or do you know what I mean? Comebacks. I love shit like that.
We do watch it, even though we do live in a world where you basically know everything that's going on within fucking wrestling. There is still that element of surprise. Because they can still find a way. Like, look, when Jericho returned to Raw 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, whatever, no one knew about that. So there is ways and means of getting around it, of still keeping that element of surprise within wrestling. But the element of surprise is still there, but the element of stupidity that used to be there in the 90s, they still try and use now, but because people are A, smarter, B, they're more aware, C, they realise that it's not as real as they once thought it was. No one is ever going to believe that Jason Jordan is a son of Kurt Angle. No. But back in 1999, everybody fully fucking believed that Mae Young gave birth to an hand.
Them days have gone though, haven't they?
No, they have.
That's something. Them days like Jake the Snake Roberts and you know what I mean.
Is that because there's lack of trying anymore?
Well, they don't build beignets anymore either, do they?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you.
How often do you see that?
The other day. Do you know the last time I think that they ever tried with vignettes was with Alberto Del Rio.
They did it with Shelton Benjamin, didn't they? Well, he's re-signed as well. Funny enough.
He has re-signed, and I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah, no, I can't. I just hope they make the right decision because he needs to. To me,
World title.
No. I would stick him with Gable.
Fuck off! No.
Let's have a proper tag team.
No, well, if you can do that, bring Charlie Ass back.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're gonna do it,
I think Gable's better than Asuka.
No, but by a mile. No, Charlie Ass was never the greatest. Shelton Benjamin was always the better one of the two. But if you're going to do that, I wouldn't have him as a tag team. Have him as a mentor. But
thing is, what do you do with Benjamin? What do you do?
Fucking world title. That's what you do with Benjamin. What they should have done.
I agree with you. I do agree with you because I believe the fact that if you'd have tried to push Benjamin for the world title back when he was there in the 2000s, it was a bit hard for him. You know what I mean? Based on stature and.
No, I disagree. But when he moved over to Raw. When he turned into the gold standard.
Yeah,
he has his mini feud with Triple H. But Triple H, unfortunately, during this period of time is, and I'm a big Paul Levesque fan. He was his ego. Paul Levesque fan. But there's always the laugh and the jokes that he's bury this, bury that, bury this. But do you know, if you go back and watch from where we started watching on Ruthless Aggression, my God, does he not bury people? We've had.
Yeah.
He's buried Kane, right? He's tried to bury Shawn Michaels as Big Return. He's buried Rob Van Dam. He's buried Goldust. He's
buried everyone. He's buried everyone he's ever been in the ring with.
Our next episode will be WrestleMania.
He buried
19.
Sting.
Booker T. He buries. He's an absolute fucking burial guy.
And I criticise John Cena.
Like, people always go on with John Cena about being the king of the burial, and Triple H now. People see Triple H differently these days because Triple H is seen as a corporate guy. People see him
he's
as
a worker now.
Levesque,
Yeah,
as the guy that he brings in all my little favourite indie darlings. I love Triple H. Now go back 15 years, and then stop about 5 years later, and there ain't be one person that Triple H puts over. Not properly, anyway. Not properly.
You get the sense like in the next 5 years, Vince may possibly step down. So Triple H is basically building.
I think 5 years is giving it a lot. Everything that Vince McMahon always wanted, and you can kind of get that with Vince, that he is quite the family man, because he took over from his dad, and his dad took over from his dad, and you can tell he wanted. Do you
think this is why he's made up with Shane? Why he's got the chance?
Of course he has. Because why do you think Shane left in the first place?
Yeah.
Because Shane was
Triple H, wasn't it?
Shane was told in the first place that the only McMahon taking this company forward will be your sister.
Yeah.
And what a kick in the fucking bollocks that was.
Yeah.
If you think when Shane first debuted as a referee in '98, and then he transitioned to being a colour commentator on Sunday Night Heat, and then he went back to being a referee. And then back to commentator, and then he got involved. There was a Survivor Series '98 with the Deadly Game tournament, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But you look at Shane's run, from 1999 to 2006 when he left, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
You look at Shane's run of what he actually did and the impact he had within wrestling. And now compare that to what Stephanie did. Yeah, Stephanie may have a more business brain, but that's where Shane if you don't think I've got a business brain, I'm going to leave and watch this. Watch this. So he left and he went over to China and he built the biggest fucking online video site in the whole of fucking China.
Yeah.
And made millions. Then come back to Dad and went, nah then Dad, when you didn't think I've got a business brain, here's my bank statement. Nah, fucking you think I've got a business brain. But Shane should have never gone. Shane should have never gone.
No.
Shane should have picked it up the reins from Vince McMahon leaving in like 06, 07 when he started. So it's about 06, 07. Probably 08, 09 where Vince started gradually appearing less and less and less on TV. Because if you think around that time, you were having your weekly celebrity general managers. You had your anonymous general manager during that period of time as well, a bit later on. But your authority figure, being Vince, was slowly moved away from TV. I think at that time, where, like, if you go back to when DX reformed and you had DX versus the McMahons, if Shane could have come out of that feud and carried on as an authority figure, I think you would have got a lot more out of Shane McMahon than what we didn't see. But the reason I say that, the reason I'm saying a comparison with him and Stephanie is, imagine if Stephanie McMahon left WWE in 2006 and returned last year.
Yeah.
Do you believe that she would have got even a pop? Not a fucking ovation. When Shane returned, that was a fucking ovation. That weren't just a little mild pop that we recognise you. That was, oh my fucking god.
That was shock though, wasn't it? That was shock. That's what that was. That was every real fat wrestling fan, not the little kids standing there with the John Cenas. That was real wrestling fans that actually knew the background of why.
That's going back to what we said 10 minutes ago.
You know?
That's exactly what we're going back 10 minutes ago, where as much as the internet and Dirt Sheets and Meltzer have ruined the kayfabeness of wrestling and the surprise, but if WWE tried, they can still do it. Like, no one had a fucking clue McMahon were coming back. And like what I said a bit ago, I'm burping. Like what I said a bit ago, no one knew Jericho was there, and you've got Kevin Owens and AJ Styles in the ring, and all of a sudden, break the walls down, fucking arena, fucking shot up, because surprise is brilliant. And this is why as much as I feel the Dirt Sheets can have a benefit because it's always good to get a bit of inside knowledge.
Another perfect one for me is the proves it can be done, and it was for a guy that I detest, and you know I detest John Cena, but that Royal Rumble,
especially when
I still to this day think it's one of the biggest Do you know what I mean? Ovations.
Well,
Ovations I've ever heard.
It was the biggest shocks. He got injured, and people were saying that he's not going to be coming back till like June, July.
It was his neck, wasn't it? Yeah, broke his neck, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
Wasn't it his neck? I'm sure it was his neck.
Boom, Cena appears.
Yeah.
And it was I think as
Triple
well,
H just looking at him as if saying, "You're not supposed to be here."
The whole ring stopped.
Yeah.
The whole ring stopped.
Umaga was in there. There was Batista.
Yeah, I think Finlay was in there. I think Mark Henry was in there.
Mark Henry, yeah.
But what you got to think about is as well, that was massive shock factor, because what you got to think about back then as well, what we're talking, 07, 08 ish.
Yes.
Something like that, wasn't it? 07, 08 ish, something like that. What you got to think about.
Yeah, well, no, I think it was 08. I'm sure it was 08.
The internet was there. You know what I mean? Dirt sheets was a thing. But if WWE try their hardest, when they can, if they can be arsed, they can pull it off. They can avoid all spoilers. All spoilers. Like I said, when Jericho returned, no one fucking knew that was happening. And Jericho, being the biggest troll on the internet it is, telling people 3 days before that he's going to retire and stuff. Because he's the biggest troll in the world. But I just think that surprise element can be there if used correctly and if put thought in. But I think go back to 1999. Yeah, peak of the Attitude Era. The creative team within WWE was Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara. That was it. Mm-hmm. That was it. Now, the creative team within 2017 is about 12 of them.
Do you know what? And if you told me their names, I wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't have a fucking...
I wouldn't even know.
I know Road Dogg's part of it. I know Michael Hayes is part of it, but that's all I could tell you.
That's when I turn off straight away, you see. Right. Because them are two guys I would never even put in a booking seat.
No. Michael Hayes is...
Michael Hayes, not a fucking chance. I hate Michael Hayes with a passion.
And Michael Hayes is very similar to what I feel may be the negativity.
What's wrong? What's wrong with WWE?
Well, no, I wasn't going to say WWE. I was going to say with GFW, with Jim Cornette. As much as I enjoy Jim Cornette, I firmly believe that wrestling may have passed Jim Cornette by.
Yeah.
I don't think the era that... I subscribe to The Experience and I listen to Jim Cornette's episodes every week, and I think he's a very insightful guy. He's quite funny as well to listen to. But just his beliefs, I struggle. I really struggle with it. I do firmly believe that wrestling has maybe passed Cornette by. And, don't get me wrong, I'm firmly with Cornette with the Joey Ryan dick fucking finisher. What a fucking load of bollocks that is. For a business that struggles to be taken serious as it is, proper struggles, and you have something as stupid as a dick finishing move, and then you have somebody as reputable as Mick Foley taking the finisher. I get
it wasn't just that though, was it? It was after that, and I'm sure as hell believe that Triple H won't be happy with it, being his WWE UK champion, Pete Dunne taking it along with Tyler Bates, Trent Seven.
Was that the ICW event?
Yeah. I bet you freaking any money that Triple H has had words with him over it.
Oh, I bet. It's a fucking
you know.
Move. Do you know one of the most pathetic finishing moves in the world of wrestling? A lot of people may disagree. The People's Elbow.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's a fucking elbow drop. It's a fucking transitional move. It's not even a transitional move. It's a base move that every wrestler uses. But if booked and kind of created correctly, the People's Elbow was fucking amazing. Amazing. When he used to stand there and throw his arm back. How many fucking kids copied that when they were younger? I know I did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone copied the people. I used to get armbands and put an armband over my shoulder, over my elbow.
I'd just chuck it.
And when me and my brother were wrestling, fucking spine buster, People's Elbow time, chuck it into the middle of fucking chest of drawers and that. but you've got something so simple, but it's not that much ridiculous that it can be seen as fucking seriously. Do you know what I mean? I know it's an elbow drop, but you've got the whole kind of picture that Rock created before he dropped the elbow. Yeah. He kind of told a story where Joey Ryan is basically, put your hand on my penis and I'm going to go,
Every one of them guys would have had a phone call the following day to speak. Do you know what I mean? What were you thinking?
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? What were you thinking, guys? You know what I mean? We've you've got this big chance. You know, we've sat down here, Pete Dunne William Regal would have been fucking furious.
Oh, fucking hell! Especially when you look at somebody like Pete Dunne, And if Pete Dunne came to the main roster and had a manager like William Regal,
exactly,
it'd be fucking something amazing.
He'd be furious. Amazing. Both of them, I tell you, all them were. Do you know what I mean? Would have had a good talking to, not so much a kick up the ass, but a good talking to. Listen, you guys can have fun as much as you want in the UK. Go out there, tear the roof off. But Joey Ryan, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna take a fucking cock? You're gonna do that? What were you thinking? And that would have been the conversation. If Mick Foley wasn't bad enough, you guys have got to do it. Mick's had his chance, and that would be it.
No, definitely.
Joey Ryan is incredible. You guys are.
Yeah, but look at Joey Ryan. Right, look at Joey Ryan when he first debuted in TNA. Yeah. This is going to probably offend so many wrestling fans out there. I liked the look of Joey Ryan because it was very similar to when Cody Rhodes grew a mustache because it was an 80s throwback.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going.
Especially with the gear. Yeah. I mean, it's pink and blue and stuff like that.
I know where you're going.
80s, that's what I enjoyed.
It's almost like very much the film Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking nail on the head.
I can see where you're going, and I can definitely agree because I like Joey Ryan when they brought him in. He was kind of like this rebel.
Yeah, but
he was against all the old guys in the business. It's my time. I'll snow you. Fucking move over.
That's it. It's my time. It's a new time. But I still look like a guy from the 80s, and it was brilliant. But then it just got ridiculous, and it's gone to this point now where, like, am I right in thinking? I may be wrong, so correct me if I am. His missus is also an independent wrestler, and they had a spot where he did his dick finisher and she didn't sell it, but then she got his hand and put it on a fanny, and then he sold it, and then she proposed to him at the end of the match or something like that. And going back to what I said about an hour ago, where WWE or wrestling in general is so fucking hard to be taken serious as a legitimate sport, and you've got fucking idiots like that going around the indie fucking little school gyms wrestling in front of 300, 400, 500 people, and my finisher is me fucking penis.
Me penis.
I don't get it. Am I too old? Am I too cynical? I don't see the humour. Like I get it, like, as much as I do, like, going back to what we always say, I'm a wrestling purist. As much as I'm a massive WWE fan, as I said, I do enjoy a proper wrestling match. But one thing I do enjoy, is it Pro Wrestling Guerrilla that do the slow-mo section?
Yeah. Yes.
Fucking love it. Especially with the commentators talking in slow. Fucking genius, right? That is about where I draw the line. Because, again, that is, to a non-wrestling fan, that is pretty pathetic. This slow-mo bollocks. But if you're a PWG fan, and if you're aware of the slow-mo kind of sort of train that it built, do you know what I mean? It started like Ciampa and that of years ago. Do you know what I mean? They've been doing this slow-mo stuff for years, and it's got its own little hype train. And you get that, but if you're not a fan of the product or you're aware of that, if you're just a WWE guy, you look at it and think, what the fuck, seriously? Do you know what I mean? People don't take us serious as it is. And look what you're doing there.
No.
But that is, I'm all down for that. I think it's brilliant. Brilliant. I'll show non-wrestling fans the slow-mo stuff. I think it's genius. But I would never show a non-wrestling fan fucking Joey Ryan's finisher.
No. No.
And I think we should leave it there because, my God, have we digressed.
Digressed.
So I couldn't even say the word right. Have we not digressed? Since the end of our predictions for the takeover. But on that note, I think we will leave it there. As always, David, if you want to let people know where they can find us on social media.
You can get us at WWPodcast20.
And also, if they are a fan of British soccer or football.
Soccer!
Where can they find us in our little side project where we discuss soccer? Where can they find us there?
You can get us at NAF Podcast.
And if people want to, I don't know why you would, but if you want to, how can they follow you directly on social media? You
can find me at only 69Butcher. Nothing else attached to that one anymore.
I really wouldn't know, guys. I know, obviously, our last episode where
it's boring.
Dave said, where can they find me? And obviously, it's Burnham 85. And I said, I very rarely do anything on my own personal Twitter page. But My co-host here, my confidant, is a bit of an abusive bastard. So if you
I'm
want to
abusive.
get into a war or into a fate, 6ix9ine Butcher, that's your place to be. And on
Okay.
that note, we will leave it there. So, until next time.
Double D out.